Khane, let's just go back where we paused yesterday. I'll try not to repeat myself, but we'll just wrap up somewhere there and there where I need clarity on those issues. For the sake of progress, you remember we were talking about the interview that took place at the boardroom. Yes. I'll just ask one question in that regard and then move on in that aspect.
I am listening.
The interview that took place between yourself and other members and the suspect was not recorded.
Interview correct?
Okay. If I can just take you back, also I just need confirmation. When you firstly approach accused number 2, when you arrested him, you explained to him the allegations in respect of the Nongoma case. Am I correct?
Correct.
Okay. And then when you were charging him, then which allegations did you refer to him?
Can you please explain further? Are you referring to the month of June?
Yeah, the month of June. You have arrested him from his house. And then you explain the allegations in respect of Nongoma case. Correct?
It is correct.
Yes. And then you took him to the station.
La Misha's police. That is correct.
Wherein he was charged and detained.
That is correct.
Yes, at that time when you charged and detained him, which allegations did you explain to him? Was it in respect of Nongoma case or in respect of this case, Foster's case 636?
We informed him about the Nongoma case.
Okay. So then on the following day when you booked him out, you then interrogated him on the Foster's case 636 and not Nongoma case.
We firstly interrogated him on the Nongoma case and then followed up with the Foster's case.
Okay. And then in respect of this Foster's case 636, the accused number 2 denied any involvement in this case. Am I correct?
Mulatofatso wa bobedi ka molato wa Foster's 636 yena o ile a ganela gore ga se nke ya ka karolo ya molato ke nnete. It is correct.
And then in respect of the Nongoma case, if I remember very well your response yesterday, he was never taken to court for his first appearance at all.
Kamula tola wa Nongoma ge ba gopola botlhatsi ba lena ba maobane lena le rile ga senke a ishiwa kgorong.
Hello botsa botse we re mishitse kgorong go me re fitla kgorong mtshutisa reno ka gore ba le Nongoma e a se restitution ya gage and then la ba re mmisha ka ya Fosloras.
If you would recall properly, we took him to court and the prosecutor said this Nongoma case, it's not under their jurisdiction. Then that's when we had taken him for the Fosloras case.
Yeah. Yes, but in essence, he was never taken to Nongoma court for his first appearance or for his appearance under that case. After the prosecutor has said that it does not have jurisdiction over Nongoma case.
Kamra ga gore motšhutšhisi a re yena yela ya Nongoma ga e ka fase ga jurisdiction ya gagwe ke ba e leng gore yena a senke a tswelele pele ga kgorotsheko ye e rileng ka molatola wa Nongoma. It is correct.
Okay. So it means, Sergeant Mohane, on the 19th, I suppose we are on the same page that you saw the prosecutor on the 19th of June.
Le a dumela gore le bone motšhutšhisi ka di 19 tša June. That is correct.
So it means on the 19th of June, when the accused was not taken for his first appearance, the 48-hour rule expired in respect of Nongoma case, since he was never taken to Nongoma court for his first appearance in that case.
Gora gore jwalo ka ga lena le bone motšhutšhisi ka di 19 ke ge e le gore ge molatofatšo wa basare yena a tsena ka kgorotshekelo ke mo e leng gore di hour tšela tše masomenne seswai be se di expirerile ka molatong ola wa Nongoma.
No, we saw expired.
No, the 48 hours had not yet expired.
Okay. It's fine, I'll leave it for argument. Let's continue. You then, on the same day, on the 19th, when accused was not taken to Nongoma court for his appearance, in Fosloras, his case was not enrolled, and he was supposed to be released. Am I correct?
Jwalo ka ga lena le re ka di 19 tšhekong yela ya Nongoma ga se a ye go dula go yona go ra gore yela ya Fosloras o be swanetše molatola wa gagwe o tšhollwe go jwalo. That is correct.
And he was not released. Am I correct? According to the exhibits that we have read into this court.
Go ya ka botlhatsi bo lena le bo badileng mo kgotlatshekelo ma lena ga senke le molokolo le molatofatšo.
And a further detention after there was an endorsement that the accused must be released was unlawful because you did not have any warrant of arrest to arrest the accused on any other further or subsequent cases that you were investigating.
Se se bolelang gore lena le tswele pele le moswere besitše go le ka ntle ga molao ka lebaka la gore le be le sena tokomane ye be le dumella gore lena le be le ka moswara goba le ka motswallela nako e nngwe e fetang eo. It was not unlawful, however, we did not have the J50.
Thank you for
So
that.
manje ke ukuthi uqhubeka ke avalele umsolo usho kungasekho emthethweni ngoba nani nazo incwadi zokuthi ningamvalela ngalama yebo kodwa ke sesingaya J50.
Yes, at that time when you did not have a J50 authorizing you to detain accused number 2 further after his matter had not been enrolled in forced lorus, you took him further for further investigation. Am I correct?
Ora gore jwalo ka ga lebele sna yona J50 yela lena molatofatswa le ile la motšia le ge ile gore lebele sna tukelo ya gore lena le ka moswarella lena la motšia le ilo motšiša dipotšišo le ilo nyakišiša. It is correct.
Wathi njengoba nani ngenayo J50 kodwa na vele namthatha umsolo naqhubeka ukwenza uphela nathi yebo.
Okay. And am I correct to say after forced lorus court, when he was detained around 1339, you recall me if I'm quoting the time wrong, it was 1339. From 1339 up to the time when he was detained at Pukeng police station, you had no warrant of arrest in your possession to keep the accused in your possession.
Ora gore lena go tlogelle nako yela ba re le tla ba phosholla ge le gore nako ga se ba ebe ga botse nako yela ya 1339 go fitlhella le be le ilo mo tswallela ka kwa ka police station ya Phuket ra gore lena le be le sena tukelo tša gore le be le ka moswara.
Iqiniso ukuthi lapha ePolosila sona isikhathi ka-1339 ikofika isikhathi navala ngaso ephubeni ngenalo igwelo ukuthi ngabane mbambeli wathile.
Okay. If I also recall your examination in chief, the reason for you to take accused number 2 to his house is because you wanted to check the hoodie that he was wearing.
Ke botlhatse ba lena na gore ge be le motšia le miša ntlong ya gagwe mo be a dula gona le nyaka go ilo bona ke fa ele be ya pere.
When the incident in the forced lorus case 636 took place.
Mo be leng gore molatola wa forced lorus case 636 o be o dira le tšhota.
A ke le kwešiše le ka boeletša gape ke leko e botse.
I do not understand. Can you please rephrase so that I will be able to understand correctly?
Okay, thank you. I'll repeat. And if I'm correct from what you said, your evidence before this court, you said the main reason you did not release the accused from forced lorus court and proceeded to his house because it was because you wanted to go and search for the hoodie which was worn by the suspect on the date when the incident took place under case forced lorus 636, which we are dealing with in this matter.
Le rile lebaka le le dirileng gore lena le ska tla molokolla ke ka lebaka la gore lena le be le nyaka go miša ntlong mo be a dula gona gore le ilo lebella hoodie goba kefa yela ye leng gore ba ere ka tšatši le be go diragala molato wa forced lorus case 636 ye re bolelang ka yona ya mo.
Kusho ukuthi isizathu esokuthi ningamekhululi emva kwase-forced lorus ukuthi nanifuna ukuya endlini yakhe ukuthi niyohlola ukuthi ningayithola yini le hoodie yayigqokwe umsolwa kuleli cala lase-forced lorus 636 kunjalo.
Ka ge re sa kgobeketša bohlatse bja 636 ke nnete.
Yes, as we were still gathering evidence for the case 636, it is correct.
Okay.
Yebo kunjalo ngoba ngalesikhathi sasazama ukuhlanganisa ufakazi okungasiza kuleli cala lika-636.
Is it also your evidence that in 6 years' time, from 2014, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 6 years later, you proceeded to accuse number 2's house with an intention to search and seize when you did not have a warrant, a search warrant in your possession in respect of the case or in respect of the information that you wanted to search and seize?
Ke nnete gore lena mo mengwageng e tshela le bentse le nyaka go ilo tswella pele le ilo lebella le ilo tlhola kwa gagabo goba mo be a dula gona le ge e le gore lena le be le sena dipampiri tše e leng gore di be le dumella gore le kae le ilo searcha.
Emva kweminyaka eyisithupha nasuka la emzini kaMshololo sibili ukuthi niyohlola noma niwenza uphenyo noma ukuyosesha ningenayo iwarrant mayelana nalezi nithi niyozithola lapha kuyani.
Ge le ka gopola botse molato a so thome ke rena mathomo for 2014.
If you would remember properly, this matter, we are not the first investigators since 2014.
Mangakhumbula kahle thina ukuqala ukuthi siphenye lolu cala kusukela ngo-2014.
Go fitile matsogo a mantši kudu go fitlhela rena ba re fa ona.
There are many investigating officers that has worked on this case until it was brought to our attention.
Baningi abaphenye leli cala lapho izolethwa kwe-ET.
Rena ro hweritše molato ka December 2019.
We got this matter in December 2019.
Thina sathola leli cala ngo-December 2019.
Okay. Thank you for that explanation. But I don't have a problem with how many members who have investigated this case. That's not my question. That's not where I'm going to. Whether you were the 15th or the 30th member to investigate this case. But on the 19th of June, when you went to search in accused number 2's house, you were not in possession. You did not have a search warrant authorizing you to go and search the item that was worn by accused 6 years back. That's my question.
Apo ba leboga le gore le ka le ba botse gore ga se nna ba mathomo ba go bereka go molato eupia selo se ba se bolelang ba re ka di 19 kgwedingela ya botshela le na le be le sena ditjokomane tše e leng gore di be di le dumella gore le ka sepela di ilo nyakishisha ka mola ntlong ntho e leng gore molatofatša o be a yapere mengwaga ye tshela ye fitileng.
Kuzothi kusho ngishana nje kuJune nani ayiphethe iwarrant ukuthi niyosesha lapha endlini kaMsolwa ufuna lezi zinto zazigqoke Msolwa ile minyaka esithuphe eyadlula.
Go na le molaotsoko ka mogare ga Criminal Procedure Act o re dumelelago go swara ebile le go searcha re sena warrant ebile gore a ke sa gopola ke tla ile go lebelela gore na gore molaotsoko.
There is a certain law in the Criminal Procedure Act, even though I would not recall which section refers to that. However, I will go and search for it, which allows us to arrest and search a place even without a warrant of arrest.
Yeah, no,
or a search warrant.
Ngena ukuthi singasosesha nanoma singenayo iwarrant sizofuna lo mthetho kuphela. Ikhona lo mthetho.
No, thank you for that. Don't worry about that law. We'll argue about it before this court. The only confirmation that I want to get from you is whether did you have a search warrant or not.
Ba re le ska tshwenyega ka molato o bue bona ba tla o lebella gape ba tla tla ba boleišana ka ona gona mogoro. We did not have a search warrant.
That's all I wanted. That's all I wanted. And then you entered accused number 2's house and you searched and recovered the ammunition, bullets, if I'm not mistaken. Am I correct?
Le la tsena ntlong ya molatofatšwa wa bobedi la tlholagana ka molala khumana dipile dikolo.
Ngangena lapha kaMsololo sibili nasesha ngena nithole izinhlamvu zesibhamu.
Ke nnete.
It is correct.
That is correct. Kunjalo.
And also you did not have the search warrant regarding any bullet or any firearm that you were looking for.
Le bentse le sena yona tokomanyela ya gore le search re be le ile khumana tsona dikolo tse.
Ngenayo imvume ukuthi niyofuna izinhlamvu zesibhamu.
Ke nnete.
It is correct, so.
Okay.
Kunjalo.
Thank you. Let's go back a little bit on the occurrence book. Since we have testified, maybe you can refer if you want, but I will remind you.
Ba re tlo boela morago go occurrence book ge ile gore le na le nyaka le ka ya go yona fela ba tla le go botsa.
Accused number 2 denied any involvement in respect of Phosphorus case 636 when you interviewed him in the boardroom on the 17th of June 2020.
Molatofatšwa wa bobedi yena o ile a gana gore e be ile karolo ya molatuo wa Phosphorus case 636 ka di 17 ja June 2020.
So Mshololo wesibili waphi ukuthi yena ufikayo leli cala lika-66 laseKostora ngihlaso ndinje niye lapha ebhodroom manembuzo umbuzo njalo.
Ke nnete.
It is correct.
That was the first and genuine response given by accused number 2 when he was asked about this matter of Phosphorus case 636.
E be le karabo ya gage e ya mathomo ya nnete ge be le motiša ka molato wa Phosphorus 636.
Impendulo yakhe yokuqala yophendulo manembuzo ngale cala 636.
Ge le re ya nnete le ra yang ka gore e tshwantse go be le phetolo ya mathomo re ya nnete a kušo le be le ya nnete le ra yang.
What do you mean when you are saying the first genuine response from him? Because we were expecting the first answer
Okay.
from him.
Let's move on. Let's move on. On the 18th of June, he was then booked out for the whole day on the 18th of June. You remember? At 8:15, as per serial number 520.
La gopola gore ka di 18 tša June.
That's the
Yeah.
exhibit entry that you have read into this court.
O ile a tšewa ka 8:15.
He was
Yeah.
booked out at 8:15 and only detained at 2:30 in the morning.
Le mo tšere ka 8:15 yena a bušwa ka 2:30 e leng 2:30 ya matsha go ya ka molato ka
Ke na yona mara ke tla ke a gopola.
Yeah.
I do not have it, however, I do remember that.
Mka-18 kuJune wakhishwa ngo-8:15 ukuya ngale umbhalo lo bhalo utho 520 wazobisa ngo-2 ekuseni.
Yes.
Wathi yebo njalo kodwa anginawo ke lo mbhalo wamanje.
And then on the same day, on the 19th of June, at 2:35, the suspect was charged. You remember?
Ka lona tšatši leuwe
That
la
one.
di 19 tša June ka 2:35 ke mo e leng gore molatofatšwa o ile a rwešwa melato le ya gopola.
So then
Yeah,
I'm
hopefully.
trying to
Yes, I
June,
do recall.
ngo-2:35 umsola ilapho katsho sicala athi yebo ngiyakhumbula.
And early in the hours of the same day, 19 June, at 4:50, the suspect is booked out to Phosphorus court.
Le ya gopola gore ka masa ka tšona di 19 tša June ka 4:15 ya masa ke mo e leng gore molatofatšwa wa tšewa o išiwa kgorotshekelo ya Phosphorus.
Ngo-4:15 ngalelo langa umsolo wakhishwa enkundleni yamacala yasePhosphorus.
Ke nnete.
It is correct.
Yebo njalo.
And according to your examination in chief, when you were on your way, after you had booked out accused number 2, you were called by Colonel Gininda, who told you that accused number 2 wanted to make a statement. Am I correct?
Le ya gopola gore lena le rile e rile ge le le mo tseleng ge le gore le ile la khumana mogala go tswa go Colonel Gininda a le botsa gore le molatofatšwa o be a rile o nyaka go bolela ntho e rileng.
Ngisakhumbula ukuthi-ke nathi kusendleleni nathola ukuthi ngavela ku-Colonel Gininda ethi-ke umsola ufuna ukuyobhalisa-ke i-statement esithize.
That's not the evidence I listened to.
Oh, sorry.
They got a message from Gininda to say, no longer go to
Court.
the court,
Yes.
go to Morocco because I have now located a person who can take a confession. After Gininda had told them the previous day, told accused number 2, if the evidence of the sergeant is correct, that you don't have to make a confession or a statement before me, I'll find somebody to take your confession. Okay, that's the evidence.
Yes, my lord. Should I
Not
read
that
the-
Gininda told them on the way to say the suspect wants to make a confession. No,
Okay.
we had
But
already said that the previous day.
my lord, but the call was made in the morning when they were on their way to Phosphorus court
To say what?
to say that the accused must be taken to make a statement.
Yes.
Yes.
Not that he wants to make a statement. Because the arrangements were already made by Gininda, in other words.
Thank you, my lord.
Yes.
Can I just proceed, my lord?
Yes,
with
do proceed.
the line of my questioning, because I'm now getting distracted.
You're not, Ms. Mshololo. I'm quoting the correct record, what it says. You can ask Mr. Mgomezulu. Am I confusing anything?
No, my lord, this is the correct.
Ms. Mshololo was not there. I'm quoting the correct evidence. Now I'm being told I'm distracting.
Thank you, my lord.
Yes.
My lord, can I proceed, my lord? My question is, why now, when the accused has been booked out from 8 o'clock up to 2:30, when he was booked back, now that he has changed his mind?
ba re putso ya bona ba nyaka go tseba gore go banneng jwa tse ge mo
Is a good case, my lord. I don't know why counsel says the accused has changed his mind. The court is just now put to counsel what the correct version is, that the incident started already the previous day on the 18th when they were in Carltonville, where he intimated that he would want to make a statement, and Brigadier Ginina then said he made arrangements. And on the 19th, he contacted the witness to say he has made arrangements. There's no change of mind.
Can I rephrase that question, my lord? Is it correct that the accused only indicated that he wanted to make the statement during the time when he was booked out for long hours, from 8:15 up to 2:30 in the morning, when he indicated that he wanted to make the statement?
a fa ke nnete gore molatofatswa yena o rile o nyaka go dira statement nako ela re ne ba mo tsere nako e telele o tlogeleng ka 8:15 go fitlhella ka 2:30 ke mo ileng gore o ile a re o nyaka go dira statement.
Once again, I don't know whether the part that says when he was booked out for long hours is correct or not, because the witness said it was around 4:30. So it was from 8:15 to 4:30 when he signaled his intention, when he made certain admissions, Lord, and arrangements were then made. I think the addition of long hours will not be correct.
Thank you, my lord. I'll leave it for argument, my lord. Can I just move on? Because the hours are indicated from the OB entries, my lord. Let's move on, Sergeant Mohane.
Taba ela ya di iri tse di telele ba tla e lesa ba tla e sheka bona ka bona ga di jwale re tswela pele.
Is it also your evidence that when you were with accused number 2 in hospital or outside hospital, he was also asked about the involvement in the case of Phosphorus case 636?
Ke botlhatse ba lena na gore molatofatswa e rile re be re na le yena ka ntle ga sepetlele.
On the 18th of June, when you booked him out and went to hospital or his place of employment?
Ka di 18 tsa June re be le mo putlile out le ile sepetlele go ba mo be a shoma gona. It is not the hospital,
Yes.
it is where he was working.
Where he was working. Thank you. And where he was working in hospital, you also had interview with the suspects.
Mo be a bereka gona le ile la kgona go boledišana gape le yena le ba le interview.
Rapele or re šetše re feditše ka go checka go lebela gore o ba se go mmerekong.
Are you saying before or after we had checked that was he at work or not?
No, at that time, At that time, I don't know according to your evidence. It can be before, it can be after, I don't know, but you were at his work employment at that time when you interviewed him.
Ba re ga ba tsebe gore be le ka pele go ba be se le ka morago fela ge be le mo yena mona mo be a shoma gona.
awazi ukuthi ungaphambili noma ungemuva ukuthi iqedwe umsebenzi wenza license khona kodwa khona ingxoxo abanayo khona ngaleso sikhathi license khona
e ke gopolang gore ke rile Brigadier Gininda o re joinile le Sergeant Mogola.
What I remember is that I said Brigadier Gininda joined us with Sergeant Mogola.
mangikhumbulayo ngasho ukuthi uBrigadier Gininda weza wazohlangana nathi no Sergeant Mogola.
Yes, and then what happened?
Be re ba emetse mo gate ka ntle ga mine.
And we were waiting for them at the gate outside the mine.
So sibalinde esangweni ngaphandle kwemayini.
Gomme re Brigadier Gininda fihla le Sergeant Mogola ka me introduce go Brigadier Gininda ra wa ke Sandy Sontanzio.
And when Brigadier Gininda came with Sergeant Mogola, I introduced him to the Brigadier that this was
Sandy Sontanzio.
Sandiswa Ntanzi.
Wathi kumefika lo Brigadier no Sergeant Mogola ngase ngimethula ngithi uyena ke lona uSandy Sontanzi ngithula ku Brigadier Gininda.
Bela mo tsara ba re tlile go tlo verify gore ka nnete o le mshomong na ka re ke mmodi tsa Brigadier Gininda.
And Brigadier said, we are here to make sure whether were you indeed at work, as I had explained to the Brigadier.
Athi ke hayi ke ngidingachaza ukuthi asidana nje uzothola isiqiniseko sokuthi ke ngempela ukhona yini emsebenzini njengoba kuchaza kokukhuluma uBrigadier.
Ke polishano re bileng le yona pele re tsena ka gare ga mine.
That is the conversation that we had before we went into the mine.
Yena ingxoxo esabanayo singangena emayini.
Okay, in other words, at no stage wherein the accused was asked about his involvement in this case at that time.
Kana boye ga gona mo ileng go fatswa o ile a botšišiwa ka kamano ya gagwe go molato.
Futhi lapho ke akukho lawa umsola abuzwa khona ukuthi uthengeleka kanjani kuleli cala.
No, Brigadier Gininda ya mmotsisha after mo moditse ditokelo tsa gagwe.
Brigadier asked him after he explained his rights to him.
uBrigadier wamtshela emva ukuthi wambuza emva ukuthi umchazeleke amalungelo akhe.
And were you present?
Lebelele gona.
E be ke le gona.
Yes, I was.
Okhona thi yebo.
Okay. Did the accused respond?
Molatofatswa o ile a araba.
Sola waphendula
A wila homola.
He remained silent.
uvele wathula.
And then on the 19th, early in the morning, when you had received a call that an accused person must be taken to Lieutenant Colonel Rapadu, did you take him to any police station
Hoseng
according to your evidence?
re le na le fumana mogala wa gore molatofatswa o swanetse a ishiwe go Lieutenant Rapadu le ile la misha.
Ekuseni ngomhlaka-19 uma senithole uxolo ukuthi nihambise umsola ku-Lieutenant Colonel Rapadu namhambisa na.
E re mishitse Maroka police station.
Yes, we took him to Moroka police station.
Yebo samisa eMoroka police station.
Okay. Am I correct, Sergeant Mohane, to say from the appearances as they appear that he was booked in the early in the hours? It means the suspect on that day he did not sleep.
Gora gore bona ba bolela nnete na ge ba re ka mokgwa dilo di bonagalang ka gona jwalo ka ga ile gore yena o ile a ngwetswe gore o fitlhishitswe mo gare ga masa ra gore molatofatswa a se a robala.
Ngendlela obonakala ngayo ke ukuthi wakhishwa ngasikhathi sini bona sengathi umsola azange kuthole ithuba lokulala kunjani.
Ke a gana ka roba robetse kolong ya reng re tsamayeng.
I dispute that as he was sleeping in the vehicle as we were driving.
Hayi ngiyafika la ngoba ayelele emotweni ngesikhathi sihamba naye.
Okay. But he was not put into the police cells where he was allowed to sleep.
E fela ga se a tsentšwe ka diseleng mo a ile madumelelwa gore a robala.
Ukuthi azange afake amaseleni kufanele ulale khona.
As a court case, my lord, what is the basis for counsel to say that the accused was not put in a cell and allowed to sleep.
My Lord, I'm seeking clarity from the witness looking at the time when he was booked out, my Lord, from the cells and the time when he was booked back in the early hours. That's why I'm just getting clarity from the witness. Maybe he was allowed to sleep. That's why I'm just getting clarity from the witness regarding that.
As I
Because he was
understand the
there.
evidence, these witnesses, they were from Pukeng, am I correct?
le lebeletswa Phokeng
ka di 18
Or Chabani, whatever.
go ba Tlhabane
Okay.
le lebeletswa kae
sa go phola
That's our call. Okay, fine.
I do not recall.
Okay,
my
yeah,
Lord.
continue with your questions.
Thank you, my Lord. You can't answer that. You can't recall, or you remain with your answer to say he slept in the vehicle when you were traveling.
le santse le yeme mo karabong yela ya lena ya gore o robetse ge bentse le reile
go na le mo re-
Lo utwala ngesikhathi nina.
go na le mo re mmušeditseng ka mogare a robala ga nnyane mara ke tsone robetse nako e kae
there is a point where we took him back into the cell and he slept a bit even though I do not recall how long
Khona
did he
isikhathi
sleep.
esambuyisana phakathi uthalala wala isikhathi sinana sakhumbulusa sinana.
Oh, okay. I can refresh your memory because I have recorded the entries. From Pukeng, he was booked out 8:15 in the morning and he was only booked in at 2:30 on the 19th of June.
ba re batla le go potsa gobane ba di-watch fast go tloga Phokeng
And then he
O
was charged.
ntšhitšwe
He
ka
was charged at,
8:15 go fitlhelela ka 2:30 ya masa
yes.
Sukela ephukeni wakhishwa ngo-8:15 waze uyobuyisela phakathi ekuseni ngo-2:30.
And then he was booked out at 4:50 after that entry.
ba ntshiwa ka 4:50 ka moraga go ngwetswe jwang It is correct.
Can you recall anything or you can't recall?
go na le ntho e le kgonang go e gopola go baka le sa gopola
Usakhumbula noma awusakhumbuli?
go gopola gore re mtsentšhitše diseileng ya re boa
I
Abara.
recall that we had placed him in the cells when we came back
Ngiyakhumbula usampensela emaseleni asesikhulu.
ebile re montšhitše ka diseileng gape re tsamaya
and we took him out of the cells when we left again.
Yes. So
Sakhipha emaseleni masisihamba futhi.
if I understand what you are saying, so you would have booked him, you would have put him into the cells after 2:30.
Se se bolelang gore lena le mmušeditše diseleng ka mora ga seripa ka mora ga iri ya bobedi
And he was
Nami ngidesela emaseleni emva ka 2:30.
and he was taken out at 4:50.
la montšha ka metsotso ye lesome ka pele ga iri ya botlhano
Usole senimkhipha ngo-4:50 futhi.
that is correct.
Okay, kunjani?
So in other words, it means he was only detained for 2 hours. He was only put into the police cells for 2 hours.
Se se bolelang gore o tsentšhitšwe ka diseleng iri tše pedi fela
ke nnete
Ukuthi-ke
Correct.
buyisele emaseleni wahlala nje amahora amabili athi yebo.
Okay. And he made the statement.
It's actually not 2 hours. We don't want to be pedantic, but it's more than 2 hours. 2.5 hours minimum to 2:25.
Manus, the witness can correct that. The witness is the one who knows better. If I'm not giving the correct estimate, you know how long was the suspect put into the cells.
di ka lo magareng nako tšeo tša 3 hours and 2.5 hours
the time could be between 2 hours and 3 hours
Isikhathi esiphakathi kwa-2 hours namahora amathathu.
Okay. From my calculations, from 2:35 to 4:40, it gives me 2 hours 20 minutes.
go ya ka yena ge a se tša dira di-calculation go tlogelela ka 2:35 go ya go 4:50 e mo nea di-iri tše pedi le metsotso e masome a mabedi
Okay, suka kulesi sikhathi siqala sika-2 hours 30 ukuyofika ku-4:50 inika amahora amabili imizuzu sengaba amabili nanhlanu.
we bethile kgomo lenakeng
you have said it correctly so
Thank you. And it is your evidence that when he was taken to make the statement, sorry, my lord, not that can I rephrase? Not that it is your evidence. Am I correct to say that when accused number 2 was taken to Lieutenant Colonel Ropadu, he had not slept. He had only been kept in the police cells for 2 hours 20 minutes.
ke nnete gore molatofatšwa ge be a išwa go lephodisa Raphato yena ga se a robale o loketswe fela ka diselem di re tše pedi le metsotswana.
ngabe kuneqiniso yini mangithi-ke umsolwa lesikhathi angena ngaso emaseleni nokuthi athathwe kayiswe esekhishwe siyiswa ku-Lieutenant Raphato wayiswa nje wayehlala nje emzuzu amahora amabili nemzuzu.
nka se ra robale ka gore ge ba iša diseleng ba išiwa ke maphodisa mo police station eo.
I cannot say he did not sleep because when they are taken to the cells, they are taken by the police officers from that police station.
angeke ngisho ukuthi wayengalanga ngoba uyiswe emaseleni bahanjiswa amaphoyisa lapho kuleso station.
Okay.
Sorry, I don't want to interfere, okay? You see the defense that was put by Mr. Mgomezulu is that this witness, accused number 2, was never taken to Raphato. He was taken somewhere to be assaulted, choked, etc., etc., etc. Ginanda comes there, opens the boot of the car, gives him documents, sign here, sign there, sign there. Assaulted again, then they realize, oh, something has not been signed. Then they take him to Morocco now. And when they get there, are you with me?
Yes, my lord.
These versions, I want to be fair to you, Mr. Mgomezulu, and you, they are mutually destructive. Because the way you are putting it, it appears as if you are not disputing the evidence of this witness. When in fact, according to Mr. Mgomezulu, he never ever took Mr. Tinzi to Raphato. He met somewhere in the hospital, etc., etc. Keys were given, blah, blah, blah. Taken to an open space, assaulted. I'm just saying it.
Thank you, my lord. I was just referring the witness as to how the incident
No, fine.
unfolded during the time when he was booked out up to the time when he
Yes.
was booked back
Yes.
in the early hours.
Okay, no problem.
Yes. I have not touched the issue of the accused and Lieutenant Colonel Raphato. I'm just talking about the night preceding to that
Okay, fine.
incident, my lord. And I did not get the answer.
It's a karabo ya lena be e rileng.
ka na le rileng gape ka gore sa
By
le
the
ba
way, what
disturb
was-
ka o sheletsa ka
What
ke a
was your
kgopela
question as you have distracted me? May you please repeat the question?
No, I had said it means for the whole night the accused had not slept. If he had slept, he only slept for 2 hours that he was put in the cells.
Bona ba rile go ra gore bošego ka moka molatofatšwa ga se a robale ge e le gore o robetše yena go ra gore o robetše di-iri tše pedi fela.
Futhi angisho ukuthi umsolwa akazange alale kulobo busuku. Uma uvuthiwa akwazi ukulala bayalala amahora amabili kuphela.
ga robetša ra re ko robetše nako eo ka ya di 2 hours and 40 minutes 20 minutes
He slept, meaning he slept that 2 hours and 20 minutes that you have referred to.
Okay.
Wayalala ulala yona lama-hours ukhuluma ngawo amabili.
And then on the 22nd of June 2020, when the accused was taken to court, he was taken not for Nongoma case. Am I correct?
Ra gore ka di 22 tša June molatofatšwa ga šetše a išiwa kgotlatshekelo yena o ba sa išetšwe molatola wa Nongo.
Which he was
Mhla
detained.
22 kuJune umsolwa umeseyiswa enkantolo wangayiselwa leli cala kaNongo.
O be a tswaleletswe wona.
Lelo ayeboshelwe lona.
lo o šetšwe for poking
He was taken for cocaine.
For
Wayeyiselwa icala lasePhukeni.
Okay. And from the evidence of Jonathan, Mr. Buthelezi, and Mr. Buthelezi, they testified that they were asked by yourself on respective dates when accused number 1 was taken to make a statement to Lieutenant Rapadu, and when accused number 1 was taken to make a statement to the magistrate, Ms. Cronje. Their evidence is that they were requested by yourself to escort you as you were traveling.
Jonathan Lubuthelezi.
I'm sorry, accused 2, my lord, not accused number 1.
Jonathan Lubuthelezi bona ba boletse botlhatsi ba gore ba be ba boditswe ke lena gore ba sepele le lena ge be a ilo dira statement sela go magistrata e leng gore molatofatšwa wa bobedi e leng Ntanzi o be a ilo dira confession ye goba statement seo.
Ukuthi ufakazi ovela kuJonathan novela kuThelezi ukuthi umsoka wayeswa kulaphazi isa statement futhi wayeswa futhi magistrate ukuthi ayobhalisa statement nokuthi ke nina wena wabacela ukuthi bazoniphelezela.
Ke tlhalotse ke goro ka tsela e.
May I explain it to the court in this way?
Ekurhuleni Metro Police Department kgopetšwe ke Brigadier Gininda le di supervisor tša Ekurhuleni Metro Police Department gore thuša ge re go sepediša di suspect tša rena ka yona molato.
The Ekurhuleni Metro Police Department was requested by Colonel Gininda and the supervisors to accompany us as we were traveling with the suspects in this matter.
Okay, in other words, you are saying you were never involved in the request that was made requesting the members to give escort to yourselves.
Kamanju amang lena le re ga senke le be karolo ya kgopelo ye we ya gore le kgopelo gore batho ba uwe ba tlo sekela le le.
Ka ge šetše ba ba file tumelo la go šomišana le rena.
As they had already given them the right to work with us.
Ba ile ba re fa tumelo la gore rena re re ka mo fase mo re kana ra founelana ge go na le mšomo o tshwanetse re o dire.
And they gave us the right to contact each other if there was any duties that we were supposed to do as we were working on the ground.
Okay, so as you had been given a right to communicate, were you given specific members to request from the metro each and every time when you needed their services?
Ba ile ba lefa batho tsoko gore lena ga ile gore le tlhoka tšhomišano le bolele le batho ba rile.
Ke nnete wa re file yona group eo.
Correct, we were given that particular group.
In respect of accused number 1, in Albertine on the 30th of May, were you also present? In Albertine, yes?
Albertine ka kwa ka di 30 tša May go ya le molatofatšwa wo wa mathomo.
On the 4th of June. On the 4th of June.
Ba re ka di 4 tša June.
Actually, the 5th of June.
Ke nnete.
Yes, it is correct.
Who arrived first at the Albertine station between yourself and Jonathan and his crew?
Go fitlhe mang pele magareng ga lena le Jonathan le setlhopha sa gagwe kwa sepodising sa Albertine.
a ke sa gopola botse lo fitlhela mampela a ke sa gopola botse mara bona ba fitlhile le rona re fitlhile.
I do not recall who arrived first. However, they arrived and we also arrived.
Angisakhumbula ukuthi bani wafika kuqala safika sonke bafika nathi safika.
Okay. Do you recall as to where were they waiting, Jonathan and his team?
Le sa gopola gore Jonathan le setlhopha sa gagwe ba eme kae?
Ke a gopola.
Yes, I do recall.
Where?
Ba eme kae?
Ngiyakhumbula yini ukuthi uJonathan nethimba lakhe babemephi?
Ka ntle ka police station.
Outside the police station.
Babeme ngaphandle kwe-police station.
Thank you, my Lord Medical. Just bear with me.